Welcome to the Agenda Report. I'm Robert Zimmerman Jr. Let's get started. Today, Ronny Jackson stands his ground, and a surprise update on former President George H.W. Bush's condition. Yesterday, the fake news used their airtime to blast the White House for hours on end for not thoroughly vetting VA Secretary nominee Admiral Ronny Jackson and not knowing about allegations regarding his conduct. It's a little bit confusing at first, because now that facts have come to light, such as the 4 FBI background tests Admiral Jackson passed, and the extensive Secret Service and military vetting he was subjected to, and the fact that he told the White House when he was nominated about potential allegations regarding his conduct, the fake news wants to diminish the impact of the allegation scandal that they created, and now narrow the focus to the new narrative. He's facing an uphill battle. Confused? Not if you see things the way the media does. Their ultimate goal is to call the shots. All the shots. So let's dive deeper. Yesterday we devoted a substantial portion of the broadcast dissecting the fake news spin machine fired up to smear Ronny Jackson. Ronny Jackson is a mean drunk who overprescribes drugs was the talking point. They cranked up the pressure as the day unfolded, and the president seemed to give Admiral Jackson an easy out at his White House press conference by suggesting that if he were in Admiral Jackson's shoes, he wouldn't put himself through the attacks that would come from the Democrats as a result of the confirmation process. The president added that he stood by his nominee and would support whatever decision Admiral Jackson made. The fake news had heard enough. They started patting themselves on the back as they broadcasted their musings about how the allegations had spelled out the likely end of Jackson's nomination. The allegations, they said, were just too burdensome to bother fighting. Allegations, of course, that are not proven and were not on the record and made to a fake news outlet, which was then later cited by another fake news outlet as evidence of a scandal. No doubt some intern at a fake news graphics department was preparing the breaking news banner that read, "Trump's nominee for VA Secretary bows out amid scandal from mounting pressure regarding abuse and alcohol allegations." Another intern somewhere is chilling champagne in a fake news newsroom, break room, while he orders delivery of the finest hors d'oeuvres on his smartphone. And then, just as the party was about to start, to celebrate another life they had destroyed with their on-camera assaults, just as they were about to fasten their mission accomplished banner where all could share in the delightful sight, Admiral Jackson made clear that their agenda wouldn't push him aside. Admiral Jackson says he looks forward to answering the Veterans Affairs Committee's questions, and he is not withdrawing his nomination. As the champagne glasses, perfectly lit and bubbling, filled to the brim, came slipping out of the hands of news editors and crashing to the ground in pieces in fake newsrooms across America, a look of confusion came across the staff's faces, just like the look when Hillary Clinton lost. And the deafening silence then rang out like a bullhorn. They lost. They're not used to losing. They peddled a false narrative based on unsubstantiated allegations reported by anonymous sources to a fake news outlet as fact. And Ronny Jackson, the mean drunk, was supposed to withdraw his nomination. That's the way it's supposed to work in their minds, but it didn't. Today, of course, since Ronny Jackson is standing his ground, the fake news is carefully pivoting their stance to his nomination itself being the problem. The new mantra is that his nomination faces an uphill battle because even the president acknowledged an experience issue. The issue is that his experience doesn't conform to what the media and the swamp are comfortable with, which is a President Hillary Clinton nomination, and they're not going to get one. Donald Trump defied the media's requirement for experience when he defeated Hillary Clinton. His lack of experience was what would ruin the economy, remember? His lack of experience would never bring back jobs. His lack of experience meant he would never be respected on the world stage. His inexperience was going to get us bombed by the North Koreans. Remember what they said? The post-President Donald Trump America proves the public has little interest in the media's requirements for our elected leaders. The issue with Jackson's nomination is that Donald Trump nominated him, and the proof of his very real uphill battle is the 9-year backlog the administration faces to get key appointments filled at the rate the Democrats are approving them, not his experience. That, my friends, is real news. Real news the fake news won't cover, because their friends on the left in Washington are responsible for the obstruction. And speaking of standing your ground, President George H.W. Bush is defying the odds and seems to be making a slow but steady recovery. A statement from the 93-year-old former president's office reads, President George H.W. Bush has been moved from the intensive care unit at Houston Methodist Hospital to a regular room and is expected to continue to recover there for several days. His office also reports he is alert in talking with hospital staff, family, and friends, and that his doctors are very pleased with this progress. As if to reassure those familiar with the president's sense of humor that he is truly on the mend, the statement ended by making clear that the senior Bush is more focused on the Houston Rockets closing out their playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves than his own health. If you like this video, please subscribe so you never miss an episode, because every single subscriber is a big deal to us. Thank you for subscribing and for watching. Follow us on Twitter at FFNUSA, and remember, we're 100% Patriot powered, so visit our website to learn more about our organization, sign up to volunteer, or invest in our future with a financial gift. Thank you.